Okay, class. So the formula for finding the partial sum or our S sub n are, the first formula is S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity a sub 1 plus a sub n. The next formula, S sub n is equal to n over 2 times 2a sub 1 plus quantity n minus 1 times d, or our common difference. Now class, the question is, kailan natin dapat gamitin itong unang formula at kailan dapat gamitin yung pangalawang formula? So for us to know the answers, let's have our first example. For our example number 1, so find the sum of the first 12 terms S sub 12 of an arithmetic series of a sub 1 is equal to a sub 7 and a sub 12 is equal to 62. So kung mapapansin natin dito class, we have a sub 12 which is equal to 62. At ang pinapahanap sa atin ay ang ating first 12 terms or yung sum ng ating first 12 terms. Mapapansin natin na given ang ating last term dito. Ano yung last term natin? A sub 12 which is 62. So meaning class, pag ganito ang ibinigay sa ating given, we have our a sub 1 and our last term. Ang gagamitin nating formula ay S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity a sub 1 plus a sub n. Wherein, ang ating a sub n dito ay ang ating last term. Yan. So, papaano ba natin ipa-plug in or isa-substitute ang ating value? So, of course, we have S sub n. Pinapahanap sa atin ang sum ng first 12 terms natin. So, meaning S sub 12 or S sub 12 is equal to, ang ating n ay ang number of terms. So, number of term natin dito ay, 12 divided by 2. Now, we have a sub 1. Ang a sub 1 natin dito class ay 7. So, we need to input 7 plus our a sub n. Ano nga ulit yung ating a sub n? So, that is our last term. And our last term here is a sub 12. So, 62. Okay, now, let's simplify our terms. So, for our S sub 12 is equal to 12 over 2. 12 over 2, lowest term ng ating 12 over 2 is 6. Why? Because divisible ang ating 12 at saka ang ating 2 saan? Sa 2. So, meaning, 12 divided by 2 ay 6. Yan. Or, divisible naman talaga ang ating 12 sa ating denominator. So, meaning, 12 divided by 2 ay 6. Simply 6. Now, let's have our a sub 1 and our last term. 7 plus 26. 7 plus 26 ay 69. So, meaning we have 69. Okay? So, meron na tayong 6 times 69 and the product of 6 and 69 is 414. So, ibig sabihin, ang sum of the first 12 terms natin ay 414. Yan. Kailan nga ulit natin gagamitin ang ating S sub n equals n over 2 times a sub 1 plus a sub n? Pag given ang ating first term at ang ating last term. Therefore, sa given natin na a sub 1 equals 7, a sub 12 is equal to 62, finding our S sub 12, we've got 414 bilang sum ng ating first 12 term. Let's have our example number 2. So provided that our a sub 1 is equal to 9, a sub 14 is equal to 74, we're going to look for the sum of our first 14 terms. So S sub 14. Once again, ibinigay ang ating last term at saka ang ating a sub 1, which is 9. So ang gagamitin pa rin natin na formula ay S sub n equals n over 2 times a sub 1 plus a sub n, wherein our a sub n once again is our last term. So we're just going to substitute our given values sa ating formula. So let's have S sub n, that will be S sub 14 kasi pinapahanap sa atin ang first 14 terms natin or sum ng first 14 terms. S sub 14 equals n. So, ilan ulit number ng terms? 14 terms. So, 14 over 2. Next, our a sub 1 ay 9 plus a sub n 74. Once again, yung a sub n natin, yung ating last term, huwag kakalimutan class. So, let's simplify our terms. So, 14 over 2 is equal to 7. Because 14 divided by 2 is equal to 7. Then, let's simplify 9 plus 74. 9 plus 74 class is 83. Okay. Let's have the product of 7 and 83. 7 times 83 is 7 times 83 class. So that is 581. Therefore, our S sub 14 or the sum of the first 14 terms ng given arithmetic series ay 581. Example number 3. So, provided that a sub 1 is equal to 2 and our common difference is equal to 2. Anong napapansin natin sa ating given? Ang binigay lang sa atin ay our a sub 1 and the common difference. So, hindi binigay ang ating last term. Then, sa ating given na to, we were asked to find the sum of the first 30 terms. Okay. We need to find the sum noong first 30 terms natin. So, anong kailangan natin gamitin na formula? This time, gagamitin na natin yung ating pangalawang formula, which is S sub n is equal to n over 2 times 2a sub 1 plus quantity n minus 1 times d or yung common difference. Once again, ipinapaalala ko na hindi ibinigay sa atin ang ating last term. Ang ibinigay lang sa atin ay ang ating common difference at a sub 1. Kaya itong pangalawang formula ang ating gagamitin. So, sa problem na to, pinapahanap sa atin ang summation or sum ng first 30 terms. So, plug in lang natin siya dito sa ating formula. So, once again, S sub n, so ilang terms? 30. So, S sub 30. Next, our n ulit is the number of terms. So, ang number of terms na i-add natin ay 30. Place lang natin yung 30 dito over 2. Next, we have 2 times a sub 1. Our a sub 1 is equal to 2. So, ilalagay lang natin dito ay 2 plus our n. Once again, ano yung number of terms natin for our n? So, 30. We're going to place here 30 minus 1. Then what is our common difference? We have 2. Okay. Let's have, we need to simplify these terms para makuha natin yung ating S sub 30. So, ulitin natin sa baba. 30 divided by 2 ay 15. Next, 2 times 2. So, 2 times 2 is equal to 4 plus 30 minus 1. 30 minus 1 is equal to 29 times 2. What is 29 times 2? Okay, 29 times 2 is 58. Let us proceed. So, 4 plus 58. 4 plus 58. We have 62. So, we need to find the product of 15 and 62, which is equal to 930. Therefore, our S sub 30 is equal to 930. Example number 4. Provided that we have a sub 1 equals 5, common difference equals negative 7. We were asked to find the summation of the first 10 terms ng ating arithmetic series or sequence. Napapansin ulit natin na hindi binigay ang ating last term. And ibinigay lang sa atin ay ang ating common difference and ang ating a sub 1 or yung ating first term. Kaya gagamitin pa rin natin dito ang ating pangalawang formula, which is S sub n equals n over 2 times 2a sub 1 plus quantity n minus 1 times d or common difference. So let's plug in our given values. So S sub n, summation ng ating 10 terms ang hinahanap. So S sub n equals, once again, ang ating n dito ay number of terms na hinahanap natin. So, n is equal to 10. We have 10 over 2. Next, let's have 2a sub 1. Our a sub 1 is 5 plus, once again, our n is 10 minus 1 times common difference, which is negative 7. So, let's simplify this terms. N over 2 or 10 over 2 is equal to 5. Kasi 10 divided by 2 ay 5. Next, 2 times 5, 10 plus 10 minus 1, 9 times negative 7. So, minsan pwede naman nating i-diretso na siya, pero para makita nyo ng mas mabuti, iniisa-isa ko yung pa-process ng mga terms. So, next, we have 5 times 10 plus 9 times negative 7. Unahin muna natin ang 9 and negative 7. So, 9 times negative 7 is equal to negative 63 plus 10, negative 53. Okay. Last, 5 times negative 53 is equal to negative 265. Therefore, our S sub 10 or the sum of our first 10 ng ating arithmetic series or sequence is negative 265. So once again, the formula for finding the partial sum or S sub n, pwede tayong gumamit ng S sub n equals n over 2 times quantity a sub 1 plus a sub n. Pwede rin tayong gumamit ng S sub n equals n over 2 times 2a sub 1 plus quantity n minus 1 times d or common difference. Ulit, kailan ulit natin pwedeng gamitin ang ating unang formula? Pag provided sa atin ang ating last term and our a sub 1. Kailan ulit natin pwedeng gamitin ang pangalawang formula? Pag provided sa atin ang ating common difference at ang ating a sub 1. So that will be all, class, for the formula for finding the partial sum of the arithmetic series.